Now, someone mentioned to me this evening, it wasn't on my mind, about a person who was a comedian who was going to do a show in a kosher place, a kosher establishment, and there was a vayitzaku, and it was not a, actually it was a vayitzaku of the Mitzrayim, because they lived this kind of lifestyle. How could you not allow this person to do her comedy in a kosher restaurant? What does one have to do with the other? And I heard, I wasn't involved with this, that the Rabbanim stepped back and allowed this person to appear in this kosher establishment with a very non-kosher appearance. The Rabbanim have to stand strong. So you'll ask, where will you get this kayach? Take a look at the president. Where does he get his kayach? Of course, everyone gets their kayach from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If the president knows how to stand strong on borders, Rabbanim have to know how to stand strong on borders too. And if it will cost a Hecht, it will cost something. So be it. How much is your Judaism worth? It's priceless. It's not for sale. And that's what the Igad Rabbanim is all about. We're not for sale. There's no one that's on the payroll in Igad Rabbanim. Igad Rabbanim is exactly what it is. It's Rabbanim coming together. Devah Hashem Zoy Halacha. I'd like to conclude that now is Chodesh Shvat. According to Beis Hillel, Beis Shammai, the potential and the actual. Beis Shammai is potential, Beis Hillel is actual. Rabbanim have to be inside Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. We have a tremendous potential as Rabbanim to be a positive, not just to protest, but to lead. There needs to be a strong koil prayer from Igad Rabbanim about Eretz Yisrael, that whatever political party is going to be voted in, it has to be the one that's going to be the most careful about pikuach nefesh, not politics. The one that's going to be most careful about keeping Eretz Yisrael hashlema in the concept of pikuach nefesh, that's the party that has to be supported. We're not politicians, but we are Bali Halacha. Locally, it's the job of the Igad Rabbanim to come out again and again and again and tell New York State Department of Education, you have nothing to say about our yeshivas. Your job is to support, to give us transportation, to give us all the things that we need to educate our children when we ask for it. But there is a separation of church and state. Thomas Jefferson wrote a very famous letter to a group that was established in Danbury, Connecticut. And they were a religious group. And he writes to them that the United States has nothing to do with religion. It respects religion, it supports religion, but has nothing to say how this faith is to be practiced. New York State is walking around saying that we're going to show the whole country how we protest everything that the Nasi, the President of the United States of America, wants. We're going to go Ibcha. New York State has the largest religious observant Jewish community in the world, besides Eretz Yisrael. So my question is, if Igad Rabbanim is a koyach of Igad Rabbanim, what about all the kehilos, all the Rosh Yeshivas, all the Rabbis, all the famous rabbis, to come together, be miyayitz, and come out with a koyach, a koyel echad, koyel gadol, and show the rest of the country with Derech Kiddush Hashem, to be Mekadesh Shem Shemayim, that observant Jews support marriage, observant Jews support proper education and morals, observant Jews support proper language, observant Jews support a strong Eretz Yisrael where people will live in security. And unfortunately, everyone is doing Shabbos on Shabbos Kodesh during the week. Even though Talmidei Chachamim are called Shabbos, they're acting like it's Shabbos. Why not? What do you got to be afraid of? You're an American citizen. You have the Koyach HaTorah. You have the right on your side. I'll tell you why. Because like 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, when they needed to have politicians say, shh, we're going to pass alternative marriage in New York State. There were certain groups who had large voting blocks. And he said, you give us some support monetarily, we will be quiet and not oppose. Now we have a problem. If we could be sold and bought for certain things, then the government says, well, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, there were deals made with politicians, with the governor. We can do what we want. Ad kan v'suloi. We have to reestablish that Rabbanim and the Jewish community is very strong and believes in what they keep, and understand that Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach is not something from the past, but it's right now, it's happening now. My dear friends, let's strengthen ourselves. Chodesh Shvat, take the potential to the actual, and realize that just as we put on tefillin, and when a person sees V'ro Kol Amei Haaretz, and they'll see V'yoru Mimeka, and they'll talk about it, let the whole country of the United States talk about the religious Jews who keep Torah and mitzvahs and are proud of it, and can't be bought. We cannot be bought. You can't sell us a bill of goods. Kanamakim wants to say once again that as good citizens of this United States of America always will be chilukei deos. But we do support the President in his support of Eretz Yisrael. We do support the President in many of his domestic policies, which seem to be in sync with the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, and not with the politicians who are trying to undermine every value and every yesod and every foundation upon which this country stands and upon which Torah and Yiddishkeit gives us. I'd like to conclude with the words that we should do it in a proper way, in a good way. And I'm sure that when we will come out and continue to speak out loud and clear, it will be accepted.